Yeah, this is it. It's my favorite. Oh, okay. Um, so lying down, but so I always say that, and then I kind of mitigate it with this instruction, which is that bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the floor. And there are a few reasons for this. The first of which being that by bending the knees and placing the feet on the floor, your low back has a bit less pressure on it, or tension, I should say, and it can rest in a beautiful way against the floor. If you can turn the palms to face up, it might feel like slightly less intuitive, but see if you can encourage the collarbones to get broad. Maybe you could gently press the backs of the hands into the floor. One more thing you could do before you relax is just take the back of your skull and lift it gently off the floor and tilt it just a wee bit so that your chin is, or rather your jaw is directly perpendicular with the earth. So it's just a few things to kind of arrange the spine. Once you've done all those things, you can either keep your eyes open or closed, however you prefer. But see if you can bring your attention to the movements of the breath. Hopefully this arrangement of the body will have made it perhaps a little bit, not easier to breathe, but hopefully it makes it, hi, come in. Fabio? Yes! My name memory. Amazing. So yeah, so the first thing that we did, the first reason for putting the feet on the floor is for this space for the pelvis. The second reason is that your soles of your feet can make this connection to the floor. So whether you're wearing socks or not, see if you can use the sensory experience coming through the soles of your feet to create a sense of grounding in the earth. We're going to use the practice today to really feel like we can rise up. But if you're going to rise from something, you have to have a good foundation. So just enjoy for a few moments how the heels, the pelvis, the backs of the shoulders and the skull are heavy on the floor. And as they rest, can you feel how the rib cage broadens and widens and unfurls as you breathe in? We'll aim to make space on the inside. Maybe actual physical spaciousness, or at least the sensation of such. And aside from various muscular things we can do, the so-called energetic way of doing this is also very effective. What does that really mean? Basically, it's applying an intention to create a certain posture, a dynamic within the body, and also the use of the breath. So perhaps here for the last few breaths, you could visualize the breath traveling from your tail along the spine all the way to your crown. And as you do that, feel like it creates space between the vertebrae. Feel like you create spaciousness within the whole of you and even in between the thoughts, perhaps. Okay. So we're going to start to do some gentle moves. Keep pressing your feet into the floor. Feel like your heels and your outer edges of the feet and the inner arches, rather, the outer edges of your feet press and their inner arches gently lift, just so you can feel like a kind of responsiveness of the sole of the foot against the floor. Turn your palms back to face down and reach your fingers towards your heels. Not that you necessarily have to touch the heels, but just that the arms get long and straight. Take your fingers together so the two arms are like blades. Press the heels into the floor so your low back is pressing onto the earth. Then as you inhale, we're going to lift the arms so like there's one solid piece so that they point directly above your face towards the ceiling. And then all the way up overhead. So they're moving like two, I guess, blades, or what's the word I'm looking for. Exhale, take the hands back down so you can watch them make that arc in front of your face and then all the way back down towards the floor. Good, exactly. You've got it. Let's do that a few more times. So prioritize your spine staying on the floor, the low back, the middle back, the upper back as much as you can. At the top of the inhale, feel like your fingers reach up, 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 up beyond your head. And your belly is still coming up and in towards the spine. So this is an action we're going to work with throughout the practice. On your exhale, bring your hands down. And last time, inhale, reach the arms overhead. You should feel a sense of solidity around the belly, around the base of the pelvis. And hopefully a more sense of buoyancy around the shoulders. Exhale, take your hands back down alongside your waist. And now extend your left leg long. So you straighten the left leg, put the heel on the floor, point the left toe, and then draw your right knee in towards your chest. You can hold on to the shin or the hamstring. Again, check that your back of the head exactly is on the floor, so the neck is still spacious, the jaw parallel with the earth. So on an inhale, put a wee press of the shin against your hands. And then as you exhale, draw your knee a little bit closer. As you draw your right knee closer, start to point your left toe. The heel can still be on the floor for now. And feel like your toe is pulling away. So as if I was going to pull on your leg forward off the front of the mat. So you're lengthening across the front of that left hip flexor. So you do that first. Now if you like, you can actually hover the left leg. The left heel off the floor. Exactly. So it's just going to reach forward. So you should feel like your quad muscle switching on quite a lot. And you should feel hopefully some lengthening across the front of the left hip, but also some, engagement. And this is how we strengthen and lengthen at the same time. Stay for 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take another inhale, reach your toe away even more. Exhale, place the heel back down onto the floor, place the right foot back down onto the floor. Then we swap over. The left foot comes in. The right foot extends out, pointing the right toe. The heel resting on the floor at first. Take your left knee in towards your chest. And the first thing we do as you kind of like adjust, especially if you've been sitting all day or whatever you've been doing, inhale to press your shin against your hands. And then exhale to gently pull the knee a little bit closer in towards your belly. Okay, so start to point your right toes. The right quad muscle is switching on. So the heel can stay on the floor at first, but you're just feeling like you're lengthening. Then if you like, you can start to reach your foot off the floor. It's like you're trying to reach your toes, like there was a little TV remote right in front of your yoga mat. You're trying to press a button there, which is kind of out of reach, but you believe that you can make it, that your leg can get just a little bit longer. Take 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. Place the heel back down onto the floor. Exhale, left foot onto the floor. Another exhale, I guess. Inhale, bend into the right knee. And then exhale, take both knees in towards the chest. And give them a hug. Here you can roll side to side. And then we'll go onto the shoulders. Inhale, onto the hips. Exhale to roll up and down the spine. Okay, and we'll meet in a tabletop position, please. Okay, so take your fingers and spread them super wide. You're going to do a bunch of cool stuff to just, not that cool, cool for me, geeky stuff that's going to set you up well for good movement patterns. So try this, right? If you straighten your arms super straight, like lock your elbows, Then try to push into your shoulders, like you could get higher, right? How much movement is there? Then bend into your elbows, and now push into the shoulders. Whoa, powerful. Remember that. Cool. So in your tabletop, you have what we call a micro bend in the elbow, which basically means you've got triceps and biceps engaging slightly, and it means that you've got the ability to access your shoulders. So we've got this push in the shoulders, which is basically engaging the shoulder girdle. Now, on the inhale, see if you can hold that and send your hips towards the sky. So the shoulders stay as they are, but the hips start to tilt. Inhale that way, exhale that way. Yeah, exactly. So what you may have done before is this movement where the whole of the spine goes. In fact, maybe we should just do that. But pull your chin in towards your chest and push the floor away. We'll put it all together. Exactly. It feels good. Inhale to pull the chest forward between your arm bones. Lovely. Exhale again, push the floor away. So know that if you put a wee bend into your elbows, you can maybe get more push through the shoulders. Inhale, come forward into your regular tabletop now. And please look slightly in front of your mat, but then push the shoulders, just like we did, right? Now, just the pelvis is going to go, the hips towards the sky, and then forward in. And here we find that we've got really good control over this pelvic bowl, which is a lovely little core exercise and also really good for like low back, issues and things like that. So what I'd like you to see if you can find is your pubic bone moving forward. So the belly coming in. So you can see that it kind of creates like a slightly rounder thing over the low back, that we're not collapsing down into the low back. The reason I say all of this is I'd like you to reach your right leg back. And what we do when we reach the right leg back, because this is the last of this boring like anatomy stuff, as we reach the right leg back, we're taking the leg into hip extension, which means that the low back tends to curve. But in order to target the place where I want to target, which is the butt, I want you to take your pubic bone forward again. And especially if you bend into your knee, you might feel your butt a little bit more. Fabio feels it. You can always tell by their face. Good. So feel like your belly is hugging in. Look forward, take your heel a little bit higher without curving into the low back. So keep the belly hugging in. Yeah. Then a little bit higher. So if you don't feel it in your butt, you're not doing it right. So keep the belly lifting up and in. Yeah. It's like the low ribs are pulling in. Okay. Your leg is going suspiciously high, Sophia. See if you can hug that in. That way. Yeah. Ooh, now you can feel it. Yes. Okay, amazing. All right. Go a little bit higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale. Just re-extend the leg. So we've got the butt is our friend now. It's going to stabilize the hips for the rest of this class. Extend your left arm forward, please. Good. So here we're going to start to find it's bums and tums just for the next 10 minutes. Right hand presses into the floor. Again, you've got we bend in your elbow so your shoulder can push. Your right leg is reaching as if you're pulling your leg out of your pelvis. And the left arm is reaching like you're going all the way forward. Your belly is still hugging up and in. Yes. Good. Take a big breath in as you get even longer. And then exhale, elbow and knee come together. Good. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knees, elbow and knee together. Good. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale to lengthen. Now bend into your right knee once more. Keeping your thumb facing up, we're going to flip the hand around. So notice how the thumb is still facing up. The palm faces out. Oh, hi, Philippine. Hello. What? That's really confused me. I just seen she's turned online. If you've got the foot, you can press it against the shoulder, against the hand. So Sophia, try flipping the hand so it's this way. So turn your hand so it's facing the door. You don't have to do it if you can't reach it. That's totally cool, right? So Tam, see if you can also turn the hand this way. Towards the door? Yes. Because notice how the shoulder then becomes open. This is going to lead us somewhere. Okay, take a big breath in. Exhale, let's release, come down into a child's pose. Okay. See if you can feel like you can curl your tailbone underneath you. See if you can creep your fingers a little bit longer so you've got this length happening in both directions. We're going to try and make the spine long in all ways. And just like we did when we were lying down on the floor, see if you can let the breath travel along the spine itself in your imagination. Stay for one more exhale. Then as you inhale, come forward again. We'll come back into this table position. Okay, so all the same thing on the other side. So now we know where we're going. We can actually get into it without worrying about what we're doing. So a wee bend in the elbows. Feel like your shoulders are pushing away. Keep the belly tucking up and in, and then reach your left leg back. Cool. So it's these low ribs hugging in. You could even give yourself a little prod to feel like they're coming in. Because sometimes when we don't do that every day, it's kind of hard to like find that motion. Bend into the knee. Feel like your belly is still coming up and in. Then kick your heel a little bit higher. Good. A little bit higher. That's it. A little bit higher. So it's not about how high it goes, it's how much you can feel it in your butt, right? So feel like the abdomen is coming in, and then feel like you can feel it right here. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Inhale, re-extend, and take your right arm forward. Now here is where you can feel again like the breath travels along the length of the spine, reaching the right arm forward, the left leg back, 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 nice and straight. So feel like you can get super, super long. And then as you exhale, you contract inwards, the knee coming towards the elbow and the abdomen coming in. Inhale to lengthen. Good. Left hand still pressing. We bend in the elbow. Good. Exhale. So straight leg all the way back. Yes. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale. Nice. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Last time, inhale to lengthen. Now bend the left knee again, and we'll flip the arm around. So the hand comes to the inner edge of the foot. And is that right? What the hell am I doing? The outer edge of the foot. And the reason I say all that is because if you see the shoulder wants to open, we want the shoulder to open so we can stretch across the front. Okay, main thing, take one more breath. Wobbles are welcome. Exhale, knee to the floor. Let's come back into the child's pose here. So at first there will be this sense of yielding as you kind of release to the floor, releasing the effort of what we've just been doing. But then again, this child's pose position is a beautiful way to rest the spine. Because, why is it called child's pose? Because when you're in the womb, the first curve in the spine that is formed is this one that we're experiencing right now. So you can accentuate it gently by feeling like your tail comes down and underneath you. You can maybe feel a tiny, even nestling of the chin in towards you, relaxing of the shoulder blades away from each other, and letting the breath travel along that spine. That's that central highway of your body. We want to create even more space at the very center so that no matter what's happening all around, we can always have this sense of equipoise and spaciousness and, what they call inner peace or whatever. That's what we want to find. So all of these like shapes that we're doing here on the mat are just ways of challenging the body, testing us out, making us stronger so that, as things get turbulent out in the world, we can withstand anything. So keeping your feet where they are, look forward towards your hands and creep them forwards. Spread the palms of your hands really wide, the fingertips. Press into the pads of the fingers like you're digging your fingers into the mat. Tuck the toes underneath. Come back into your downward facing dog shape, but keep a bend in the knees. Relax the neck. So take the hands at least shoulder width apart. Yep. And relax the neck. Now, if you find that your hands are slippy on the mat, feel like you grip your hands. So like you're squeezing a grapefruit or something with your two hands. The other thing, if you put a nice wee bend into your elbows, so remember what we did in the tabletop position? Yeah, very nice liberty. If you put a bend in your elbows, you can push through the shoulders. Fabio, are you okay with assists? Like hands-on? Yeah. Are you okay with hands-on? Like if I assist you with, yeah? So just, I need to check, after COVID and everything. So feel like your arms do this. And then you're going to get this strength here. You feel that? And your neck can relax. Okay, cool. All right, so let's bend into the knees. Look forward towards the hands. Take an inhale and slowly find a walk all the way to the front of the mat. When you get there, find a nice fold. So bend into the knees and relax the neck again. Use your gravity to relax the spine. So your pelvis stays where it is, but then the back gets so heavy and long, like your arms look like willow branches, just like flapping in the breeze, and the neck too, and everything in your breath. Take an inhale as you press the hands against the shins and pull your shoulders and your chest and your gaze all the way forward, away from the hips, as if your hips were being pulled back and your chest forward. Then exhale again and soften yourself all the way down towards the floor. Once more, press the feet down into the floor. This time we're going to reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. So here your tailbone is dropping down. The front of the hips are going to lift up. And so you can see that this creates, again, that space in the low back that we had when we were lying on the floor. So you can have your hands here or you can reach them up. But see if you can feel that you create space right here by lifting those low. In fact, take your fingers right here and feel that you lift those two hip bones up. And so there's a slight contraction of your belly as it comes towards your low ribs. And from there, we have loads of lift. Yes, 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 fantastic. Good. Take one more breath in and then exhale and fold. We're going to use that in all of our shapes. Again, halfway lift, hands onto the shins. And then step your right foot back. Low lunge. So left heel down on the floor, right knee on the floor. Take your hands onto your hips. Again, can we feel like your tail is going to descend just a little bit? You'll feel more in the hip flexor and also the low back will flatten out just a tad. From here, feel that your hips are lifting up and then the low ribs tuck in. Then the arms come all the way up towards the sky. So you've got loads of space, front and back of the body. Yeah, great. From here, take the hands back onto the back of the head. And the jaw stays parallel with the earth, but you press the head back against the hands. So you should feel something at the back of the neck. Elbows are nice and wide. The low ribs are slightly hugging in. Feel that you're pressing back, 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 back. Then keep the head as it is, but reach the arms back behind your head as much as possible as you inhale. The left foot still pressing to hold your balance. Take one more big breath in here. Then exhale, both hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Okay. Good. Press into the hands, exhale. Use your inhale to take your left leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Good. And feel like your leg is reaching directly up, like a straight line. Hips are still square. Yep, so your right hip is scooping back ever so slightly. Good, amazing. Point that toe, and like we did at the very beginning, you're reaching up, 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 all the way towards the sky. Lovely, Ellie, lovely. Take a big breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, round it forward. You make your shoulders move apart from each other. Just tapping against the nose, a little core thing that we do. Inhale up and back towards the sky. Again, we reach. Pointing the toe, lifting through the quad. Exhale, knee to nose, round forward, look forward, and we come into now runner's lunge, which means that the back knee is lifted. Cool. So the left hip scoops back, the belly is lifting away from your thigh, your gaze goes forward. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, see if you can rock forward. Your right knee taps your left calf, like your little prawn, squeezing your left hip back, keeping as low as you can. Inhales to step back. So do this a couple of times. Exhale, right knee taps the left calf. So again, you should feel something around your outer hip, nice and stable here. Exhale again, tap the calf. Inhale, step back. Last time, exhale, tap the calf. Keep the hands on the floor and then reach your right leg back as your chest reaches forward. So it's like halfway lift. So you keep the hands on the floor, but see how much you can peek forward in between the arm bones. Lovely. Very nice, Leslie. Good. So inhale, inhale, inhale. Maybe kick through the right heel as much as you can. And then exhale with care. We step the right foot back to the floor. Drive the left heel into the floor. To inhale, scoop it up into a high lunge. So the back knee bends. so that your pelvis again is going to be square. And then from there, see if you can elevate and pull yourself up and out of this pelvis. So feel that you can create so much space using the power of your own waist, using the power of your own fingers. This is the thing we talked about a couple of weeks ago of lifting yourself up. You lift yourself up. It's yourself that lifts yourself. That's a quote from the Gita. It's from the Bhagavad Gita. It's very clumsy, but it's funny. I'll read it to you properly in a second. Come back, downward facing dog. I was just studying this Gita with my teacher this very morning, and it's the most ridiculous religious quote in the whole world. I'll find it for the next slide, but it has a nice message. Okay, for now, let's keep a bend in the knees while I come back to that. Bend in the knees, exhale, exhale, exhale. Bend into the elbows, feel like you can recruit the shoulders, look forward towards the hands. And you can either step left and right, or jump, or take a little walk. However we're going to get there, find your way to the front of the mat and fold. Relax the neck again, relax the low back, relax the whole spine. Press the feet into the floor and then inhale. Both arms come all the way up towards the sky. So how we stand up, we are not only pressing heels down and taking arms up, but everything along the way has space. So as the kneecaps lift, the pelvis is stabilizing, the tail dropping, and we pull the ribcage up and out. So take your arms up and overhead and feel like the breath travels along the whole of your spine, all the way from your heels, along all the way to the crown, all the way to the arms, and then exhale, fold forward once more. Good, lovely. Find a halfway lift, hands onto the shins, again pulling yourself forward, feeling the length in your spine. Exhale, take it down, left knee steps back. Cool. So hands onto the hips once more. So for contrast, this is what I don't want. Do you see what I mean? Do you see how it's a collapsy thing? But how you might think that it's making space because you're like this. Not that any of you do this, but this is just, I'm showing for contrast what we don't want. We want to feel like there's space in the spine. We want to feel like there's space around the rib cage. We want to feel like, I call this in the no man's land because there's no bones around here, that this is going to be so powerful. And that underneath your armpits, there's like an updraft. And that your sternum, the center of your heart, lifts up. Lovely, lovely, lovely. From here, take the hands onto the back of the head and press the head back against the fingers. So it creates a little sense of density, just so we can access a part that we don't really think about very often. This is sometimes why we end up looking like this. But no, we lovely, graceful yogis, we have the space. As you press your head against the hands, then inhale, reach the arms all the way back as much as you can. I know it's hard, but that's the point. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Good. Amazing. Lovely. So feel this stability through the shoulders if you can. Hold that and take your right leg up towards the sky, please, as gracefully as you can. All the way through the fingertips, all the way through the toes. So you should feel a long line. So hug your left hip back a wee bit, Sophia. Feel like your hips are square, yes. And then, so this pulls back, and then this is just really long, yeah. Good. So take a big, big, big breath in here. As we exhale, we're going to pull the knee towards the nose, rounding the shoulders apart from each other, very strong, rounding that spine. Inhale, up and back, we reach the right leg to the sky. Then exhale, we go forward, step the foot between the hands, runner's lunge. So here there's this momentum of the chest reaching forward as your right hip is scooping back. So hands can stay on the floor, Philippine. Yep. We'll do that bit next. Cool, so reach the chest forward. Now the left knee is going to tap the right calf. Exhale. So as you exhale, you can feel that belly hugging in. Inhale, step it back. So if you're feeling very spicy, you could challenge yourself and see if you can do it without the hands. Ah! Eee! That's that. Yeah, exactly. All right, but we're going to put the hands after the third one. We're going to, yeah, I knew it. Reach the left leg back. Now, important is the lift of the chest in this position. So feel like you're lifting your belly away from your right thigh in this kind of half warrior three position. Nice, sure. Okay, step it back. Now we're going to go for the high lunge. So press down into the right heel, inhale, arms up. That bend in the back knee helps you to find the pelvis so that it's not spilling all over the place, that we've just got that spaciousness lifting up and out. Take a big breath in. Then exhale, put the hands down on the floor, downward facing dog. From here, we'll come forward into a plank position. So the shoulders are over the wrists. Same thing as in your tabletop. The wee bend in the elbows means you can push through the shoulders. Hips, so the pubic bone scoops forward. Your front of your hips going forward towards the low ribs, heels back. Inhale to look forward. Yes. Exhale, we can come chaturanga. Knees can come to the floor if you need. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, now we have a breath. So perhaps feel like you've got that highway of the spine again, and that your breath travels along it. Always knitting our attention back into the center of the body. So you're already feeling a bit warm because we're doing some things in and around the body. See if you can feel the length of the breath traveling up and down the spine. How much can you keep that inner equilibrium? Okay. Exhale, exhale, bend into the knees. Look forward, inhale, step or jump the feet towards the hands to land in a forward fold. Good, exhale there, relax the neck. Then press the feet down, inhale, arms all the way up towards the sky. And as we go in, we have these low ribs hugging in. We have the front of the hips pulling up. Exactly, lovely. So we maintain that as we bend into the knees, start to sit down for Utkatasana. Good. So again, I'm going to show you, none of you are doing this, but I'm going to show you what might happen, which is what I call the Beyonce butts. So just the reveal, Fabio. You go, oh! Right. So because we're going into hip flexion, sometimes the butt can want to do this. This is like when we were in the tabletop position. So if you feel like these low ribs and the top of the hips come together, you have a lot more spaciousness right here. And you'll feel it more in your legs. So take one breath to reach the arms. Lovely. Exhale, hands behind you. Interlace them there. So I hope you're at the front of the mat. I just moved to do the Beyonce reveal. Bit of nonsense. Okay, so sit down a little bit more into your heels. Good. And then from there, feel like your chest can lift. Yes. Press into your right foot, hover the left foot. Inhale. And then we'll step back to the back of the mat. So the left heel will meet the floor. This is like warrior one with the feet. Scoop your right hip back as much as you can as you lift the chest. Up, 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 up. And then exhale, go forward, right shoulder towards right knee. Good. So we're aiming to scoop the right hip back as much as possible. The feet are strong, the legs are strong, holding you. But the neck again is relaxed. It's called humble warrior because it asks us to find these contrasting forces. Both the things still at once. Even though things are always in motion, we have stillness inside. Even though it's strong, it can still be soft. Stay for one more exhale, then inhale, take the arms all the way up. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Good, take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, bend into the left knee. Find a little bit of a bounce, momentum, squeeze the legs together, then inhale, left knee comes in towards the chest, come to stand. Good, so here's where we start to find our balancing game. So the right heel presses down, the center of the right foot lifts. Feel like your belly is lifting away from your left thigh, even though the left thigh is coming in towards the body. Then see if you can release the hands, keep the knee there. Nice. Good. Nobody fell. Lovely. Nice, Philippine. Amazing. So kick the heel back towards your bum. And then here, it doesn't matter how you grip it, but hold onto the foot with one or both hands. Now again, what wants to happen as we went into this, we took the foot, is that the back, low back. So for some more than others, as you can see, for me, it's an issue. From there, see if you can compensate by pulling the front of the hips up. And then you'll probably feel more in the front of the leg. And from there, the sternum lifts. Yes. So we're breathing. See if you can feel like this space right here blossoms. Yes. Great. Step it back, high lunge. Exhale. Take your left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. Open, twist. So your hips are squaring. Left hand stays down. Good, yeah, exactly. We bend in the elbow, Ellie. Yes, because then you can push through the shoulder. Perfect. Take one more big breath in here. And then as you exhale, place the left knee carefully down on the floor. So everything else stays the same, but we take the knee to the floor. Now here, what I like to do to make this a little bit easier is to lift the knee and shift it back just a teensy tad if you have space. It means that you don't go on the kneecap. Kick your left heel towards your butt. Reach your right hand up, even more, like you're pulling yourself up and out of the body. And then we reach the right hand all the way back towards the left foot. See if the foot can press against the hand. Again, the shoulder opening up so like the palm facing towards the sky. Nice. Cool. You can stay there, Fabio, if you prefer. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. If you've got the foot, kick it against the hand. If you've got it, roll the shoulder back. Yes. Lovely. Nice. Good. Release the foot. Inhale, take the right hand to the sky. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Exhale. That last posture, the monkey twist, for some people is like, hey, easy. And for some people it's like, hell no. So wherever you're at, that's totally cool. Just know that it's a range. It's a posture that really has a range of preferences. Okay. Let's stay in an exhale. Bend into the knees. When you're ready, travel to the front of the mat however you'd like to. Find yourself in a fold when you get there. Every fold is an opportunity to soften. So take the knees and bend them. Let the back of the pelvis be soft as your neck is soft. The throat. Yeah, love that. Really good. Then we soften so much that the breath can rise up through you from the soles of the feet, through the legs, all the way through the belly up towards the sky. Keeping the length both at the front and the back by finding that gentle, organization of the rib cage and the pelvis. Exhale, sit down, Utkatasana. This is the last one. So feel again, you could even use your hands. I like to do it sometimes for myself, is to feel like these, the pelvis and the ribs come towards each other. And then again, exhale, take your hands behind you. Maybe shift the fingers along one. So you've got a different interlace. Good. So if you have room for it, you can shift the shoulders back, but only if it feels okay. Stay for an exhale then. Maybe hover the right foot off the floor. Good. Step back. We go for warrior one with the feet. So the right heel down. The left hip scooping back. The heart going up towards the sky as much as you can. Again, opening up the front of the ribs. And then exhale, left shoulder towards left knee. Yeah, of course. If you have space, you would eventually go beyond it. Yeah, but still feeling like this goes back. Yep. So it's quite a big hip opener, as you can feel. Okay, cool. Stay for another exhale. See if you can find a softness wherever you're at. Easier said than done, I know. And then press into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up, high lunge. So come onto the ball of the back foot. Open. Then exhale, right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Open, twist. Lovely. Bend into that right elbow. Tam, liberty. Sophia, good. Lovely. Big breath in to reach your left hand to the sky. Exhale, right knee down. Here, shift the back knee back if you need. You can stay high like Fabio if you want to. Bend into the knee if that's where you're going. You can either stay like this and reach. That's also a wonderful place to be because it's active ranges of motion. Or if you like, you can see if the left hand and the right foot can come together. Yes, Philippine. So what you could do, feel like your left shoulder is peeling up, or rather it's your right shoulder, I guess, peeling up and opening out. Yeah, exactly. So that you're opening up this front of the shoulder. Perfect. So it doesn't really matter if you get the foot or not, but feel like you've got this opening up of the whole corner of your ribs. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. So as we move through this vinyasa, let's make it all about the spine, the length of the spine. So hugging your low ribs ever so slightly. Yes, lovely, Ellie. I think I did this to you before. Yup. And then you can feel that length. Beautiful. Come forward into a plank. Good. So your heels are shifting back. Feel like your spine is reaching forward towards me. Hips nice and high. If you need to put the knees on the floor, that's totally cool. I'll show it with knees down. But feel like you're pulling your chest beyond the arm bones. Exhale, we lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And again, like a wave, your tailbone is dropping. Front of the hips are lifting. Low belly gently hugging in. And that helps you make the spine super long. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're almost there. Take a big breath in. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Feel like it travels from your tail all the way to your crown. Exhale, if you like, through the mouth. Let go of something. From there, let's ride that momentum. The right leg comes up towards the sky. Inhale. Yes. Exhale. Knee to nose. Round it forward. Inhale, up and back towards the sky, like someone's pulling your leg out of your pelvis. Exhale, come forward. Stamp the heel into the floor, and then we're going to rise up. High lunge. Okay, so inhale first to lift. So we're going to feel like we're unpacking the spine, lengthening it. Then bring the palms together. Elbows are wide in front of your chest. So I've got super long stance, which I'm going to shorten. You might need to also do that. Feel like you're going to lift up once more. And then as you exhale, you're leaning forward over this right foot, this right hip. Keep the chest so open, so the elbow's wide and the collarbone's wide. As you start to lift, maybe your left foot can start to hover off the floor at your warrior 3. Yes. So feel like your back leg is reaching out the back of your pelvis. Yes. You can stay with the hands like this, or you can reach them all the way forward, like you're airborne. Wherever you're at, feel like your spine gets longer and the whole of you gets longer. Good. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Inhale, take your left knee in towards your chest and give it a hug. Cool. And this is where we're going. Take your heel behind you again. Okay. Take your heel behind you again and feel like your tail is dropping and the front of the hips are lifting. So we make that space. Now, if you're holding your hand so your palm is facing down, we're going to flip it. So it's like you're doing this thing like I'm a waiter. Your elbow in at your waist, and then the foot is on your hand like a nice platter. Right. Now, see if, so Leslie did this thing, which you just did it just now, it reminded me because this is what I do. This is not the most optimal way of getting into what we're going to do next. See if you can keep the hips level. And as much as possible, now this is the momentum. Up. Foot down, yes, not the chin, but here, this. It's a so-called back bend, rather a front lengthening. How much can this go up? Then the knee goes up. Then the foot goes up. Then everything goes up. Up, 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 up. You could even take your hand up to feel like you're going up even more. Good. Yes. Good. Prioritize stability. If you can, take your time. If you feel yourself wobbling, slow. Totally feel welcome to take a pause, slow it down, and then start again. In fact, everyone, come onto your mat, close your eyes. This is it, right? This is a good tactic for life. Okay, close your eyes. Feel your soles of your feet on the floor. This is why I said at the very beginning, this grounding. The earth is always here. Even though we're on the 4th floor of a building, it's okay because we've still got stone connecting us actually to the foundation and the center of the planet. Let your weight come into your right foot. No, wait, before you even do that, still find the breath going all the way into the center behind your navel. Find the length of your spine using your breath. And feel that things are quiet on the inside. Even though the fans are going, the music is playing, your skin is warm. We're here together, and in the center of our hearts, there is that still place. From there, we can move to take the left foot if you want. Or if you want to stay exactly where you are, that's totally cool. And move from that very place if you want to go forward and find a balance. But no, and this is it. The name of this posture is Natarajasana. It's named after Shiva Nataraj, this statue, which represents how Shiva stays absolutely still. Pure consciousness is still in pure potential, even as the world whirls around it. So no matter what's happening in your body in this balancing posture and all these different shapes, you still have that beautiful space of luminous light at the center of your heart, always. Yes. Fantastic. Step it back. High lunge, big breath in, celebrate. Exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Good. Last one. Left leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. So let's use that breath. Momentum. We've got it. Inhale, up and back towards the sky. Exhale, step forward. Stamp the heel into the floor. High lunge, taking it up. Join the palms. This is us helping us find the focus. This gesture of reverence to your own inner light. Bend into the knee, lean forward. Feel that you've got that power in your hips to reach forward, warrior three. The center of the spine really, really still. Lovely. The right leg reaching, the heart reaching. If you like, you can transfer the arms. Lovely. Still your breath. Smooth it. Feel the texture of it. Fab. When you're ready, take your right knee in towards your chest. Come up to stand. Move as slowly as you like. And again, before we go for it, maybe pause. You can close your eyes or just look at one thing. I'm looking at this Percy Pig sprinkle the entire time. Literally. That's my anchor right now. Find your anchor. Let that be a metaphor for this anchor in the center of your heart. Then take the right heel behind and take your palm to face up. Then take your foot into your palm. Before you go ahead, feel the center of the left foot lifting up and in. Feel like your belly lifts up and in. Then the sternum lifts up. Yes. Sternum lifts up, and if you like, the knee goes up behind you. You kick the foot into the hand, but think about lifting your chest up. The breath is going to do it for you. Feel like your lungs expand. Very nice. Good. It's not about how far you go forward or back. Know that the outer form is of no consequence. How much can you keep the stillness on the inside? So maybe this is where you're at, just here. But maybe if you feel a new stillness inside, even though the wobbling ankle, even though everything is going on the whole time, no matter what it is, then that will help you go further eventually. Step it back, high lunge. Inhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Exhale. Okay, now this is it. Come forward into the plank. Inhale, that wave of your spine traveling forward. Exhale, take the knees to the floor if you need to. Chaturanga, good. Inhale, blossom the heart forward for your back bend. Lovely. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. Again, feel like the breath travels from your tail all the way to your crown, along the spine. And then on the exhale, even maybe it goes through the top of the head, returning back into the center of the planet. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat. So nice and wide. And then start to walk your hands back towards your feet. So we come into a very wide-legged fold at the back of your mat. Again, let your neck be soft and floaty. Maybe even let the hips sway left and right if that feels nice. Good. And then point the toes off the mat and come down. Let's find a malasana. So a little squatty. Good. So if this is not your favorite place to be, looks okay. If it wasn't your favorite place to be, what you could do is what I did for a really long time, is roll up the back of your mat and take your heels onto it, because it makes it a little bit easier to get a comfortable seat. What we want to do now, again, is find this same dynamic of down and up. Your heels go down, the center of your foot goes up. So I call it the little, what do you call it? Ladybird cave. It's not the technical term, it's my imagination playing havoc. I imagine someone having a little cave that they can hide in the center of the foot, so it means that there's a nice space. Okay, so the thing is that when you lift the center, so if you collapse in on the feet, watch what the knees do. And if you lift the center of the feet, watch what the knees do. Then you can find space for the spine. Or you can stay on the balls of the feet. It's totally cool. Not as high as possible. The goal is to find hip flexion so that your belly and your thigh are coming together. The tail is going down, but then your spine is rising up out of it. So you've got length. It doesn't matter how close. It also is going to depend on how long your thigh bones are. So like this distance is going to determine how low your butt is. So if your butt's close to the floor, fine. It's all fine. All of everything is fine. Literally. Even when I say do this, don't do that, it's all fine. It's just me like giving you something to do. And maybe you feel better as a result of it. I don't know. Let's lengthen the spine for one more breath. Feel like you put a crown on your head. Like sometimes when I draw my drawings, I actually draw this posture with a crown on your head to feel that you've got like a regal sensation. It's called the garland. That's the name of the posture. So you can imagine you're wearing a garland with beautiful flowers. From there, we slowly take the bum down towards the floor. Now your butt is really on the floor. Curl your tail underneath slightly and let the knees go left and right. Okay. From there, take your right foot out in front of you, nice and long. The left foot in towards the right inner thigh. And curl your tail under. So this is like Janu Shirshasana that you do with Nicole, but a little bit different. First of all, we're doing the other leg first. Oh my God. Curl the tail underneath slightly. And then feel like you're going to lift up, 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 up. Again, the same thing that we've been doing this entire time. From here, you can have a bend in your right knee as much as you need to. As if you're going up and over a little fence that's on your thigh. Send your heart forward towards your right shin. And then you can bow your head. Hold on to wherever you can get, or don't hold on. All these things are fine. It's quite nice sometimes to do shapes which are similar to the shape that you usually do, but in a less formal manner, because there's plenty to get out of this position. On this occasion, the reason I'm putting this right here is because we can find this beautiful length in the low back. So finding a bit of curl in the spine, which perhaps you would not necessarily do in an Ashtanga class, is beneficial for finding the lengthening and the softening of the back muscles. See if you can bring your attention to the sound of your own breath. Now that we're moving slightly less, perhaps you can even more find and cultivate that sense of stillness. We've done the things, we've done the shapes, we've opened it up so much. Now we can start to bring it back down again. One more soft breath right here. Exhale. Using your hands if you like to walk back. Come back to sit and then swap the legs. So left leg goes forward, right foot in towards the left inner thigh. Same stuff. So we've got that slight curling of the tail. That's totally okay. But then feel like you're going to lift up out of it. Again, like you're actually shifting your rib cage away from the pelvis. Bend into the left knee as much as you like. And then lift yourself up, up, up. And then forward towards your left leg. Hold on if you like. Relax your shoulders away from each other. See if you can make your belly so empty on your exhale. And see if that can help you find a little bit more of a fold. The point isn't, of course, to get further forward. The point is to feel that you've got a sense of yielding and a sense of spaciousness again. Make room inside yourself for new places to go. Last exhale here. And slowly walk the hands back up. Now bend both knees, place the soles of the feet on the floor, and curl your tailbone underneath again. And then we're going to return to how we started. So curl the low back, curl the middle back, curl the upper back. So you slowly put yourself down on the floor, again finding the full length of the spine, meeting the earth, and reach the arms up and overhead as you plaster the low back to the floor. From here, the knees move towards the left, and then towards the right, and then towards the left, and then they stay there. Let your knees be heavy and your belly soft. Let the knees move towards the right, towards the left, towards the right, and then they stay there. Finally, when you're ready, draw the knees back towards the sky. And either you can shift your legs to the outside edges of your mat for a regular Shavasana type thing, giving the feet a little waggle. Or you can take your soles of your feet together if you like for a Baddha Konasana shape, if that's something you like to do. Know that you can change your position at any time. That's totally cool. However, as we set the tone to relax into the floor, we'll take a big breath together when we're ready and sorted. So let's take an inhale in through the nose, so deep. Exhale through the mouth. As we do so again, see if you can soften the body to the floor completely. So again, inhale. You fill yourself up, that whole spine gets full of breath, the whole of your body gets full of breath. And then exhale, relax everything. Relax the body, relax the belly, relax the breath. Relax your mind. Know that there's nothing to do. From here, all you have to do is abide and enjoy that stillness in the center.
mindfulness come to human life. And then above that, it takes mindfulness and virtue to come to a fortunate human life. Chance to be part of this and this brief. The invitation is not to show how inventive and imaginative you are, but how much you can notice what you're already part of. And appreciate it, share it. You care about those that are around. Look out for their welfare while you're looking out for your own. That's it. And then you'll get to the end of it having had a awesome time, knowing that that was something you would recommend to others. You all know place inside whenever it's too much. You all know that when you let it go there, it's not black hole. You all know. I know. The world is completely strange and this involved and complicated mass of humanity. And actually, when you came here with a sense of awe and wonder, dying to just see what it's all about. It's like what would it be like to be down there, be part of it. And you came here with a sense of wonder, and somehow the wonder of it wasn't enough for you. Stopped wondering at it and started wondering about yourself. And in your wondering about yourself, you forgot what you came here for, what you came to be a part of.
Notice when things get quiet. Sometimes your mind has a tendency to want to fill that space. But how wonderful it would be if we could learn to abide in that space. Perhaps during the practice today you felt it for a moment. How much stability you can garner just by gathering yourself together. We talked a couple of weeks ago about how you hold yourself, how you we cultivate trust in ourselves. I mentioned earlier that there's this line in the Bhagavad Gita that amuses me because it sounds ridiculous, but I'll just read it to you. You should uplift yourself by yourself, but don't degrade yourself. For the self alone can be a friend to yourself, and the self alone can be an enemy of oneself. And there's too many words self in this. It needs an editor. But the argument is this. We can be our own worst enemy. We can make things so much more complicated. Or if we trust in our own heart, we can be our own hero. We can lift ourselves up. We can rise up. I hope that this dynamic and strong practice that we do lets you leave here with a sense of trust in yourself, because believe me, you're all doing amazing stuff in here and everywhere. So remember that and lift yourself up. We'll do it literally. Find an inhale, let it get deeper. Feel that your body can start to move again. Let the fingers and the toes come back to life. Draw the knees in towards the chest if you like, and roll over to the side. When you're ready, use the hands to push the floor away and come back into a seated position, again joining the palms. When we bow, it is to this space, this light in the center of the heart, that we bow. The light that pervades everything. So let's take a breath in. Exhale through the mouth. We inhale once more. Om Shanti. Thank you. Well done.